everybody, to the 2025 Academy of Death Racers Awards, the 5th annual Deathies, as we call them. As you all know, I'm sure, my name is Jeff, and I am joined today by my wonderful co-host, Dakota. Dakota, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Dakota. Most of you know me as ContraZoom Pod on the Discord server. I am not Pierre, as you could tell, Jeff's usual co-host in this. Unfortunately, the way the activation worked, our schedules didn't line up. So this week I am Pierre, and in memory of him and showing that we are the same person, remember that you are one. I've got my Doritos here, and of course a champagne glass filled with a Red Bull because I'm going to need to get through the show with some energy. How are you doing today, Jeff?
I'm pretty good, but just before we continue, I just want to confirm you've been following the rules. You've been doing 7 days as Pierre, 7 days as Dakota. You haven't been taking extra days at all, have you?
No, we've definitely been following the rules. And yeah, I'm not going to turn into Monstro Dakota Pierre later in the show at all.
Okay, well, I'm going to believe you on that, and maybe our audience has a little special surprise for him later down the road. So, as you guys all know, we are here with, I believe, 29 categories, 30 if you want to count favorite film. We got 30 categories of awards for you today, and these are similar, or in many cases, exactly the same as the Oscars, with a couple of our very special own branches, and they're all voted on by the community. People who have watched all the films. Amazing. I don't know if you guys see the anonymous Oscar ballots from people who vote on the Oscars. Not all of them watch everything, but everyone here has watched everything, at least in the categories they voted on. So when we announce a category, you can at least be certain that the people voting on it actually knew what they were talking about, or at least knew what they wanted to vote for. They'd seen all the options. So that's what's real special about our show today. And, well, we're going to get into it fairly soon, but before that, we have, we've got a little something for you.
Nowadays, people are sick of the dating apps and no one wants to meet their future spouse after they win a mechanical bull riding competition. Say goodbye to Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, OkCupid, eHarmony, Match.com, Coffee Meets Bagel, Grindr, Her, Scruff, Silver Singles, Senior Match, Muzz, JDate, Asian Dating, Ashley Madison, FetLife, Feld, Farmers Only, SugarDaddies.com, Millionaire Match, Facebook Marketplace, BetMGM, Goodreads, YouTube comment sections, and of course, Letterboxd. We here at Contender Video Dating want to take things back to basics. People who actually want to meet someone that could become a long-term partner. Back in the 90s, before the rise of online dating, you could record a video of yourself and then watch videos from other singles. The tactile nature of actually putting yourself out there on film got actual results. At Contender Video Dating, you can either come into one of our many studios and be recorded, or you can film it from the comfort of your home and send us your clip. Check out some of these hot and available singles that could be in your area.
Hi, sweetheart. My name is Honora. I'm from Queens, but you can call me Annie. I like to have fun. I'm just here for a good time.
Can you talk about your last relationship, and what are you looking for?
I'm not talking about that Russian prick and his mommy's Armenian goons. But I can tell you, I'm looking for someone to take care of me. Maybe a man in finance.
Does height matter?
He's gotta be 6'5", blue eyes.
Looking for a man in finance, with a trust fund, I imagine? 6'5", with blue eyes?
Yes! Even if we don't match, come on down to headquarters and I'll give you a dance. We just have to hit up the ATM first.
First question for you. Do you want to be credited as Galinda or Glinda?
Oh, well, actually, it's just Ginda now. Ginda. Well, the wizard thought that the L sounded too much like Elphaba, so it had to go.
Don't you have a boyfriend?
Well, Fiero's behavior has been so confusifying lately, and one simply cannot be without the ultimate accessory, a boyfriend. So I'm looking for a backup. He has to be perfect and handsome and, well, obviously popular. Not as popular as me, though. Can't outshine the star. Oh, and tall. No munchkins. Toss, toss.
Okay. I can do this. All I have to do is describe my ideal match. Maybe they like pizza. Maybe they like pineapple pizza. Wait, do I like pineapple pizza? Oh my gosh, what if I order pizza on the first date, but I ordered the wrong kind of pizza? What if he's a no pineapple person and he thinks I hate him because I don't know that? Oh, okay, wait. Okay, no pizza. What if he wants someone who is comfortable and suave, and I'll give him a high five? Wait, do people even high five now in the year 2025? Maybe they fist bump? What if I just fist bump him right in the face? Oh, no, this is going badly. Maybe I'll talk about a cat. What if I'm not a cat person? What if I'm a dog person? What if I'm allergic to pets? I can't do this!
Oh, hello there. I am La Calais. Maria. Thank you for attending. I didn't see that you had come in. Am I not in exhilaration? In exaltation? You know who else was exhilarated when he was knee-deep in me? A man named Aristotle. I can smell him now.
Oh, I can't work this technology, lad. Oh, that's smashing that. Well, I haven't dated since A Matter of Loaf and Death, but if you're looking for a cheesy lad who can take you to the moon, then pop down to West Wallaby Street. Pets friendly, but no penguins.
Ellen Hutter, what kind of man are you looking for from this service?
Well, I'm just getting out of a very toxic love triangle, so I'm just looking for a normal guy. Absolutely nothing weird about him. Oh no. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
My name is Orlok. I'm 500 years old. I own a large house in the countryside, and I enjoy the nightlife. Can I have your Instagram?
Where's that white twink Cody Smith McPhee?
Also, I want it known that this blood tastes super bad.
what a delight that was.
Did I hear one of those guys was a homeowner? Possibly has owned land for like several hundred years?
Sounds like quite the catch to me.
I would say so.
Yeah. He's a real contender in all this. He was also very handsome from the way he sounded. I'd give out my Instagram to him.
I would too. I only have an Instagram for baking photos, but I did make some churros today, and it looks like there's a couple of people on there that like churros.
Ooh, yes, I can think of a certain threesome that does.
Well, believe it or not, we're going to talk about churros a little more today. But before we get there, we want to get into our first category our first award of the night. Today, we are going to start by talking about costume design. You can see the nominees right here, and you're about to see them all right again.
We met 10 long years ago, at least that's how it seems. We shared our hearts, learned to follow all our dreams. My moonlight desire. We have our world together. We've made it past stormy weather. We've got more years. Our love will hold us for tears. Ooh, my moonlight desire.
Well, Wicked won the overall vote. Nosferatu, the runner-up, came in first place with people from Central and South America, along with our only voter in the over 60 bracket. The Animal Lovers and Indie branch also preferred the gothic horror look over the asymmetrical whimsy.
Visual effects have been vital from the beginning of cinema, from the days of visualizing shooting a man from a cannon to the moon, to removing Henry Cavill's mustache. To appease contract negotiations. Visual effects have been vital from the beginning of cinema, from the days of visualizing shooting a man from a cannon to the moon, to removing Henry Cavill's mustache to appease contract negotiations. Visual effects have made the impossible possible. And sometimes they just use it as a lazy way to spice up a script. What are you doing here? Well, I thought your speech was dragging a bit, so I thought I'd insert a digital double such as myself to salvage this. But you're me, so aren't you just criticizing yourself? No, because you're talking Pierre and I'm editing Pierre. I'm from the future. But then how am I talking to you now? You're right, that is concerning. And that means there's another future Pierre editing this right now, which could mean an infinite amount of Pierres. Hold on. Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects. Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wicked. And the Deathies goes to Dune Part 2, Paul Lambert, Stephen James, Reese Salcombe, and Gerd Nevster. Congratulations.
Our non-binary folks were the only demographic group that didn't care for the worms of Arrakis. Instead, they were swooned by Robbie Williams being played by a real-life chimpanzee. I'm not sure where that film had VFX shots, though.
One of the unfortunate quirks of doing a live show is occasionally we have small technical difficulties. We do want to apologize for that. But that looked like Pierre. Happy to see that guy around. Thank you, Pierre, very much. And
I thought that was me that was doing that.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. How was
yeah,
it? How'd you do those?
Through the magic of visual effects.
So every year there are so many movies that come out. And of course, the Oscars can only nominate 50 or 60 or, sometimes 102. But there's way more than that come out. And so many every year that, we feel maybe should have gotten nominated, but maybe didn't quite make it. So up next, here's a little rest in peace to the people that didn't make it this year.
And we're back. So many great films that could have had Oscar campaigns, but just ended up making the cut. I saw some of my favorites in that bit. I'm sure you did as well there, Jeff.
I did. And one thing that unfortunately they didn't make it to the Oscars, but I did see quite a few movies in there that are not going to go forgotten this evening, because quite a few of them did in fact make it to the Deathies. We have our own, so we have 6 of our own branches here, Dakota, and why don't you talk a little bit about some of our Deathies categories?
Of course, yeah. This is a great, unique thing that we do in the Academy of Death Racers is not only do we vote on the regular Oscar winners, our own picks, but we also can join different branches of membership based on what your interests are, your hobby, your profession, and so on. And this unique system allows us to vote on specialized categories. And so we've got a whole bunch. We've got the food and drink branch, which nominates the best food and drink scene. We've got the creators branch, which gives out the biggest cow award. We've got the indie branch, which gives an award to a movie, like we just saw in the In Memoriam, that didn't actually make it to the Oscars. What was their favorite film? So there are 6 categories that we're going to be going through throughout tonight. With the different branches voted on by the members. And so this is always so exciting because this is what makes us so unique and part of the reason why I love the AoDR and the death racing community. What about you, Jeff?
The food and drink branch, especially, always gives me an excuse to cook to cook lots of tasty food that I can eat during the awards. So here I've got a churro, and that may be relevant in just a moment.
Kurt Vonnegut once wrote, "You can't just eat good food. You've got to talk about it too. And you've got to talk about it to somebody who understands that kind of food." Each time a movie asks, "What's for lunch?" it begins a conversation with the viewer. Here, we celebrate the best of those discussions this year. And the nominees for Best Food and Drink Scene are Baby Girl for Bowl of Milk on the Floor Crawl. Challengers for Sharing a Churro. La Cucina for Cherry Coke Spill Kitchen Disaster. Heretic for Blueberry Pie. And The Substance for Dennis Quaid's Shrimp Salad. And the Deathies goes to The Substance for Dennis Quaid's Shrimp Salad.
This vote was super close. It essentially came down to being grossed out versus being horny, as the churro scene from Challengers was the runner-up. Only 10 votes separated the two scenes. Ironically, the food and drink branch had 50% of their votes go to the cherry coke spilled kitchen disaster scene from La Coquina.
Well, it wouldn't have been my pick. but I
Very
gotta
interesting
say,
choices there, huh?
Shrimp is a good choice. I think you've said it before.
Wow. Yes, of course it
the
is.
food and drink branch
We're all
tends to be
there.
real out there.
That they are. It always seems to come down to being horny or being horrified, which is always an interesting combination.
And sometimes both. In fact, in a lot of these cases, both.
That is very true. I don't know if I'll ever look at shrimp the same way again, and I love shrimp.
So, every year, 10 movies are nominated for Best Picture. Usually, in the Deathies, we have a whole segment right at the end where we go through the entire voting process, and it comes down to basically an elimination bracket of the best pictures, and we're going to do things a little bit differently this year. Over the course of the show, you are going to see us come to you a few times and eliminate some of the best picture nominees as, over the course of the show. So, Cardinal Arsenault, would you like to take it away? Tell us a little bit about how Best Picture voting works.
Of course, Cardinal Balmer. Thank you very much. So the way this works is pretty simple. All voters filled out a preferential ballot. That means you had to rank the movies 1 through 10, and a movie must get 50% of the vote to then, therefore, win Best Picture. If you don't win 50% of the vote, then we keep going. So the way it works is after round 1, if no movie has 50%, we look at the 10th place movie and we go, you're eliminated. And now all of your votes, your second place votes, get distributed amongst the films. And we look at it again. Does a movie have 50% of the vote? No, it doesn't yet. Okay, we're moving on to round 3, which is, round 2, which would then be taking the 9th place movie, eliminating that and distributing their votes, and so on. So this could take 1 round where we find out a winner right away, or it could take up to 9 rounds.
And we've had both. What's real fun about this is we haven't pre-recorded these segments. This is all live. It's entirely possible that right now, instead of telling you which one is eliminated, we just tell you the winner, and then, well, we'll do the rest of the show. But that part of the suspense will be over. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Anything can happen. It's a live show.
Mm-hmm. As we've already seen.
Cardinal Arsenault, would you like to reveal the first movie?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. We have our first elimination. Which one is that there, Jeff? Cardinal Balmer, I mean?
Emilia Perez for the tweets of your lead star, Carla Sofia Gascon, and the interviews given by your director, Jacques Audiard. You will not be Best Picture.
So the way this works is behind me, I have all of the Best Picture nominees on the wall. Once they get eliminated here like this, I've got my needle and thread. And there we go. We have our first elimination for Best Picture. The conclave must keep voting.
Film is an audio-visual medium. Visual is obvious. Movies can show us a world we've never seen before. But audio is so often neglected, despite being the first in that word. Sometimes building on, and sometimes entirely separate from the visual experience. Movies like The Zone of Interest, Fantasia, Amadeus, and Top Gun show us entire worlds in the sound alone. And of course, less than stellar sound is often the first thing that audiences notice. Tenet, Quiet on the Western Front, The Dark Knight Rises, all varying levels of critically acclaimed. And yet, among detractors, the first complaint you'll see is sound. It's easy to forget, but sound can make or break a movie. And these nominees would be unrecognizable if not for the people behind the mixing boards. Here are the nominees for achievement in sound. A Complete Unknown. Dune, Part 2. Emilia Perez.
Oh, solo un poco. Soy Emilia Pérez, una mujer mexicana, una mujer como las demás.
Wicked.
Swaying and sweeping and always keep.
The Wild Robot. And the winner is Dune Part 2. Congratulations to our winner.
Hello, I'm here tonight to present the Deathies Award for Best Cinematography. And what is cinematography? Merriam-Webster defines cinematography as a process in which a chemical mixture carried by a liquid or gas is separated into components as a result of differential distribution of the solutes, as they flow around or over a stationary liquid or solid phase. And what does that have to do with our 5 nominees tonight? Frankly, I'm not really sure. I think maybe it probably has something to do with the way they develop the film or something. And our nominees tonight are The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. I can't wait to find out who differentially distributed their solutes the best this year. And this year's Deathy for Best Cinematography goes to The Brutalist. Congratulations.
The continental difference continues, as Eastern Europeans voted for Dune Part 2, while Western Europeans went with the eventual third-place finisher Nosferatu, as perhaps they liked how they recreated 1800s Germany. The Brutalist, which won, didn't get any votes from people hailing from Africa, Asia, Central America, the Middle East, and Oceania.
Well, congratulations to our cinematography winner, and I guess our sound winner, Dune and The Brutalist. Has Dune won already today? Feels like it. I might be misremembering.
I think that's the first win. I don't know. But people are saying how epic Dune is, so I think people are happy with that win.
Well, based on people being happy with that win and the fact that Dune was still, the biggest movie of last year, I may be misremembering that it's already won one, but I feel like it's going to come up again. But actually, speaking of The Brutalist, Dakota, I had a little idea, and I've told you this idea off screen. It definitely came from me and not you. Since The Brutalist is a movie about architecture, it's a little bit of a movie about building houses. I asked you to get some popsicle sticks, which maybe you can see right here. I got some popsicle sticks, and why don't we do a little competition where we build some little popsicle stick houses? We've got like 2 hours to do this. There's nothing we're doing running around behind. Once videos are actually going, we just have a little bit of time to build something here. So, what do you think of that idea, Dakota?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. In fact, maybe we even let the chat section decide who has the best brutalist popsicle building at the end of the show.
I love that idea, actually. That's vote. Put your opinions in the chat. Vote in the chat. I don't know if you can do polls, but that'd be so cool. Just to sort of get us started off.
Can I show you?
Can you show me what? Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, can I show you what I've been building so far? But let's see what you've got there.
Oh, I was just going to say, I took the liberty of starting us off. I've got a little house right here. It's a little, looks kind of like a raft, and it's got a little fireplace. And yeah, it looks pretty good. That's what I've been doing so far.
Okay.
Let me just put it away.
I'll have to say that's probably more advanced than what I'm at. I've started to build a platform. I don't know exactly how this is going to look, but I want to do something where there's height to it, where there's a little bit of mass to it. But I've got this starting platform already built. But I've got my glue gun here, and I'm ready to keep going and building this because we've got so much time on our hands during the show, right?
Yeah, of course. And oh shoot! Oh, you can't see it. It was off screen, but I think I got to start over. Oh, geez.
What?
All right, well, I'll start over.
Oh, no, Jeff, what happened?
It's just...
Okay, that's fair.
These things are so fragile.
Yes, that's right. It's true. And hopefully we can build something that looks something like a masterpiece.
I think I can. I don't know about you.
What's our next award? Let's see what else we've got going on here.
Hello everyone, Pencilhead here, and as you can see, I'm doing something a little bit different for you guys. I'm drawing this year's nominees for Best Animated Feature. And for this little video, I wanted to talk about the state of animation right now and how it's going to impact us for years to come. But before we get into that, I would just like to appreciate how much fun I had doing this. At first, it started off as like this little warm-up, but over time when I was drawing, it just became more beautiful and more passionate. Even though that these are just little doodles, they meant a lot to me, definitely on a personal level. So I hope you enjoy my inconsistencies and, struggles of, using the crop tool. Right here, this is Keynote. So let's talk about the state of animation right now. I personally think we are at a very consistent, interesting place right now. After seeing the nominations for both Flow and The Wild Robot specifically, I believe this is something that we've been kind of wanting to see the Academy do for quite some time now. Giving animated features more technical or major nominations is absolutely, amazing, and we should see more of it when years to come. And for this to happen, it's kind of proving the point where animation is cinema, and it now has, it seems like it now has a seat at the cinema roundtable. Personally, it shouldn't have never taken like 60 to 70 years to get to this point. But we're here now, and we're loud and proud. But the thing that I will always raise my glass to is the amount of voices heard throughout these years of fighting for animation and wanting it to be better than it ever was. And we need to hear more of those voices. The people who are passionate will forever be beacons of light. And honestly, I really do hope to be one of those voices someday. Truly a mountain climb. Believe the impossible is possible. That's a Glenn Keane quote for you. I hope you guys enjoy these drawings. Like I said, these were very fun to do. So glad to be in this community. Never stop watching movies!
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Short. Yuck, Magic Candies, Beautiful Men, Wander to Wonder, and In the Shadow of Cypress. And the winner is Wonder to Wander.
This category had the most skips, as 80 people, which represents 23% of all voters, decided they didn't see enough of the nominees to say for sure which one is the best of the bunch. Skip this category came in second place, a full 11 votes ahead of the actual second place film, Magic Candies.
Animation, where imagination knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and, let's be honest, where we sometimes find ourselves crying over talking toys, robots, or even a snail. Today, at the 5th annual Deathies, we celebrate the magic of animation through stories brought to life by artists, animators, and visionaries around the world. This year, our nominees dazzled us with heart, humor, and stunning beauty. Let's take a look at the nominees for Best Animated Feature Film. Flow, Inside Out 2, The Wild Robot, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, Memoir of a Snail. And the winner is Flo.
The children of the community, aka the under 20 voters, were equally split between the winner Flo and third place finisher Memoir of a Snail. I think it's past your bedtime now. Don't make me tell your mother you're still up. Also, the indie branch, who like to go against the grain, tied in their preference between Memoir and the Wild Robot.
Congratulations to our winner for Best Animated Feature, Flo, which I believe is up for 4 awards tonight. I don't know if it can get all the rest of the 4, but interestingly enough, in one of our categories coming up, it's actually nominated for 2 awards. See if it splits the vote. Dakota, how do you feel about our animated winners?
Well, first off, I gotta say, what an incredible piece of segment that Pencilhead did. All of those original drawings of the characters from the nominated films blew my mind. The talent on display in this community is so high. But yeah, the winners, we've got Wander to Wonder and Flow. Could we see them being the winners at that other ceremony tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe it seems like a good predictor. Either way, I have to say, our community has excellent taste.
I have to agree. And speaking of excellent taste, our next award has traditionally been a little bit controversial, but it's my personal favorite of the category of the Deathies specific categories we have. You'll see behind me. There's a few things flashing from various movies that came out this year. Some you may recognize, some you may not recognize, some you may recognize and think, why is this nominated? And that's because all of the movies for our next award were nominated for the Kino branch, which nominates movies that, I mean, they just make your heart sing. I can never explain it nearly as well as the person who is going to come up and explain it in just a moment.
I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see if anyone else gets on. We should have a lot of people coming today, just because we're going to run through the new instructions. Sorry if my Wi-Fi goes out, by the way. I'm working from home, and we do not have gigabit. We don't have gigabit here, and I don't know what Ethernet is. I've never heard of it. So, sorry if it gets all like... Sorry, let me just answer a quick email. I'm getting emails all the time, all day. I don't know about you guys, but I get so many emails. I get dozens of emails, and so many of them are just like, Rach, what's Kino? And so that's why we're doing this presentation today. I wanted to bring everyone in, and so that we can just get through it, right? Let's get through it together. So can you guys see my screen? Perfect. So it's really important to me that we define all of our terms. And so if you just look at the presentation here, I'm sharing my screen. If you look at the presentation here, you can sort of see what is Kino and what isn't Kino. You know, everything I just listed, like the sort of necessary traits, how you can tell when something's Kino, it's all just on your screen there. And I will be emailing this to you guys after the webinar, so you will be able to sort of get that. If there are any other questions, just put them in the chat. Are Razzie nominated films Kino? Sometimes. But just to be really serious with you for a second, to get very serious. The Kino branch does not recognize the Razzies as a legitimate or worthwhile organization or award show. I love the experience of watching a Kino movie. And when I have a good experience watching something, when I love watching something and seeing something, I love that movie. And what the Razzies kind of suggest they suggest having a good time and then being mad about it, which is just not something that I understand. So before getting off the call today, I did want us to just take a second and have a serious moment. Sony announced, of course, the ending of their non-Spider-Verse. And this has been a really big blow to us in Kino Branch. The Morpverse, as we call it, has been a kind of endless font of Kino films. Morbius, Venom, and of course, this year's nominee, Madam Web. Losing them, it's been hard. And so if we could all just take a quick moment of silence for the Sony Morpverse. Gone but not forgotten. Perfect. So moving on to our last little bit here. Our nominees. And the nominees are Aggro Drift, Better Man, Madam Web, Gladiator 2,
I own your house.
and The Substance.
Thank you for going inside.
And the winner is The Substance.
Control yourself!
What is Kino? No, seriously, what is it? According to voters, it's overwhelmingly The Substance, with 40% of votes going to this body horror comedy. Of course, the Kinoites always go against the grain. In the absence of a new Fast and Furious movie last year, they instead voted for Aggro Drift, the Infrared Harmony Corinne film. Why? Because family.
You heard it there,
personally
Cardinal
believe,
Balmer.
I believe personally my vote went to Madam Web, which I have not made a secret out of. Movie I hold very dear, which unfortunately, I think it cleaned up at the Razzies, but as Rach said, that doesn't really matter. But what does matter is our next Best Picture segment. Are you ready, Cardinal Arsenault, to reveal to us what will be the next film to be eliminated?
I'm very excited, Cardinal Balmer. Let's see what the next round of voting held for us here.
So as you can see,
So
here are all of our nominees. A quick refresher. And and in just a moment, we will see how all of the ballots shook out. Everything from Emilia Perez would have been redistributed. The second place votes are now counted. And it looks like our next one out, well, you can see it there on the screen. Cardinal Arsenault, would you like to reveal the envelope or prepare the envelope?
the next movie being eliminated is A Complete Unknown. And you can see here where the vote difference went. And not much change really happened. But I have pulled off The Complete Unknown. And the reason why it's being eliminated is because you cast a fuckboy as Bob Dylan. I guess that's why the reason it got eliminated. I don't really know. But either way, it goes on to the next thread.
Well, let's move on to our next category, shall we?
Hello everyone, welcome from Poland. I am McFly, and today I am here to present the Best Supporting Actress category. This year there was a lot of amazing supporting actresses. Not everybody was nominated for an Oscar. I like to give a quick shout out to Renee Rapp for Oscar-worthy performance in Mean Girls as Regina George and to Sophie Thatcher in Heretic, but they are unfortunately not nominated. The nominated people are Monica Barbaro in A Complete Unknown, Isabella Rossellini in Conclave, Ariana Grande in Wicked, Felicity Jones in The Brutalist, and Zoe Saldana in Emilia Perez. And the winner of this year's Deathies is Ariana Grande, dear ladies and gentlemen. Ariana Grande for her amazing performance as Glinda or Galinda. Here is pop of our winner. So you can say that Ariana Grande received her Deathy Award. I hope she's happy with it, and I wish all of you a pleasant evening. Thank you very much.
While that other ceremony tomorrow will likely crown Zoe Saldana as the winner, our voters were more saying, thank you, next. We're more into the popular Ariana Grande. It's not a problem for us as we break free and pick the most dangerous woman. Frankly, if she wins tomorrow, it might prove that God is a woman, as she has no tears left to cry in her acceptance speech. Remember that one Deathy is worth 7 rings.
Good evening, fellow film lovers and death racers. I'm delighted to present at the Deathies for the first time for the Best Supporting Actor category. I was admittedly somewhat nervous to present at the Deathies, but I thought if there was one category I'd love to present, it would be this one. So, to me, it's one of the most exciting categories. This ceremony's nominated actors and roles span a full and complex spectrum of genre and emotion. Some were comic, some tragic, some both. All, however, were fantastic performances. And, as Harrison Lee Van Buren from The Brutalist would no doubt have said, all were very intellectually stimulating. For many of us, it was difficult to pick a winner, but collectively we did, and the result is in an envelope you'll see very shortly. But first, a reminder of who's competing. This year's nominees for the Academy of Death Races Award for Best Supporting Actor are as follows. Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain. Guy Pearce, The Brutalist. Yura Borisov, Honora. Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown. And finally, Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. So, without further ado, the Deathy goes to... Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. Congratulations, Kieran Culkin. I'll get back to the main presenters for the rest of the show. Enjoy.
So, do you guys know how heavy a Deathy is? It's like super heavy. How do they even get a whole lion's head onto the statue anyways? Oh, I see the timer is on here. I only have 15 more seconds to wrap this up. I guess I'll be really quick here. It was close to a clean sweep across the board for Kieran Culkin, but Jeremy Strong, his Succession co-star, put up a good fight. And let's be honest, Strong will likely just claim he won anyways.
Congratulations to our supporting actor and supporting actress winners, Kieran Culkin and Ariana Grande. One of those, not otherwise thought to be the front runner. So, could this be the biggest, most important precursor for Ariana Grande tomorrow?
Yes, that very well could be. And it looks like people are pretty happy that an Emilia Perez shutout is currently happening. We'll see if that continues, but as of right now, yeah. And the narrator really enjoys Ariana Grande's wins too, based on their love of her music, I think.
I noticed some puns in there that feel like they would have made a lot more sense to me if I was a little more current. But unfortunately, I'm getting kind of old. Next up.
Well, Jeff, what's our next category that we got?
Next up, we have some of my favorite categories. Honestly, I could say that for just about any category, but I do really mean it for our documentary categories, especially this year, incredibly strong documentary shorts and documentary features. And I will let our presenters take it away and talk to you a little bit more about them.
Yeah, we just so just over ahead. So the documentary shorts, to me, I think they are one of the most overlooked categories every award season. I mean, there was one documentary short this year that really tried to put a stop to that by just being completely unavailable, just trying really hard to make us fail all of our death races. So I guess it brought attention to the category. So I think we ended up owing the fact that we didn't all collectively hit a brick wall to the entire country of Brazil, and also Greta Gerwig. Before I move on to the nominees, though, I think we should have a quick moment where we all just sort of thank IMA and her entire class of first graders for being like a beacon of light in what was otherwise just a bleak, horrible, terrible, very, very upsetting, bleak, sad year for the documentary shorts. Thank you, IMA. Everyone say thank you, IMA. Right, let's get on with it. The nominees for this year's Academy of Death Races Award for Best Documentary Short Film are Instruments of a Beating Heart, Emma Ryan Yamazaki, Eric Nyari. The Only Girl in the Orchestra, Molly O'Brien and Lisa Remington. Incident, Bill Morrison and Jamie Calvin. I Am Ready, Warden, Smriti Mundra and Maya Nir. Death by Numbers, Kim A. Snyder and Janique El-Robiar. And the Deathies for Best Documentary Short Film goes to... I don't know why I'm pretending. The envelope's empty. It's Incident!
18 people voted for Death by Numbers, representing the total number of people who actually saw this white whale of a film, proving to be the toughest one to cross off the death race this year. It beat The Only Girl in the Orchestra by 1 vote, which, considering Orchestra could win that other gold award tomorrow, is quite surprising.
Hello there. My name is Steve. I'm here to present the Deathies Award for Best Film Editing. In the traditional spirit of this award, I have attempted to grant the unofficial and honorary Bohemian Rhapsody Most Editing Award by trying to have the most cuts of any segment this year. And I will leave it up to you to decide if I'm the winner of this imaginary award, which I just made up and definitely doesn't get awarded but every year to a movie for some reason under a different name. Yeah, anyways, moving on to the nominees. The nominees for the Deathies for Best Film Editing are... I know that. The Brutalist. Right. Conclave. Emilia Perez. Wicked. And the winner of the Deathies is Dune 2. Wait a minute, that one wasn't nominated. Okay. And the winner of the Deathies is Challengers, and that one didn't even make the 5 nominees either. Okay. And the winner of the Deathies is Nora.
This was the closest race amongst all categories. Only 8 votes separated our winner, Anora, from runner-up The Brutalist. Even third place Conclave was just 14, but we just all have different preferences.
Wow, Steve definitely does win the award for most editing. That was quite the impressive video, and I definitely enjoyed all the cat shots there. That was fun. I love how creative people are getting. Are you enjoying all the presentations here, Jeff?
I'm loving it so far. It's my favorite. It's the reason that I like this show as much as I do in the first place. And every year there's just more and more. I love seeing that enthusiasm. I love seeing what people can bring to this award show. And everyone edits themselves too, which is really nice. Everyone's great editors. Everyone has a little bit of an idea what film editing entails. So everyone votes on it
for sure.
with that knowledge. I like that. So
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, we do have another Deathies category
absolutely haywire for
Dakota.
cat
I think this is
sighting.
one that you really enjoy. Oh yeah, lots of
It
those
is.
today.
So we've got our next branch
God willing,
category,
lots of
which
cats
is
today.
going to be. Yes. Sorry, everyone. We are on a bit of a delay here, which is why sometimes we interrupt each other here. So yeah, the next award that we have coming up is the Indie Branch, which is the 2 Indie for Oscars award. And basically the way this works is you're about to find out, frankly. But it's my favorite category because I'm an indie lover at heart. If you look at some of the movies behind me, you'll probably see some of them that could be past nominees of this award. But let's take it away and see who the nominees are, the 2 Indie for Oscars award.
In 2007, a little movie called Waitress premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. It did okay, got good reviews, but it didn't get nominated for an Oscar. It did get nominated for an Independent Spirit Award for screenplay, but no Oscar. In 2015, a musical adaptation by singer Sarah Bareilles made its debut on Broadway, and it played on the West End. It got a pro shot, and now it's playing at my theater. It's opening night. I'm at work right now, so don't worry, everyone. Hundreds of Beavers musical may yet be in our future, and the nominees for 2 Indie for the Oscars are Challengers, Ghost Light, Hundreds of Beavers, Kneecap, and The People's Joker. And the winner of 2 Indie for the Oscars is Challengers. Congratulations.
Voters were mad at that other ceremony tomorrow. Ignore the score, song, cinematography, and more of Challengers. Although Kneecap missing Best International Film and Song angered them the second most. The Indie Branch doesn't pick favorites, as Challengers, Ghostlight, and The People's Joker all tied for the most votes in their group.
Cheers, everybody, from the intermission of The Brutalist, my final film on this last day of February 2025. Whether it be Amelia Perez that broke you this year, or the inevitable, the unbreakable boy that breaks you next year. Cheers to everyone, to the love of cinema.
Well, hello again, Cardinal Arsenault.
Hello, Cardinal Balmer.
I am starting to get used to this, and I hope our audiences as well. I think you know what this means. It's time for another elimination.
Yes, that is right. Anytime you see us dressed in our cardinal garb, we are here to announce the next round of voting, which is very exciting. I'm also loving all the comments that we're getting. The idea of a Hundreds of Beavers musical. I know you would be first in line to see that, wouldn't you, Jeff?
Well, I would have to be, because it would theoretically premiere either in Wisconsin or in Toronto. So I could probably just walk outside my door and see it.
Excellent. Well, that's fun. I would love to see that too. So maybe I'd catch on the road show. But let's see what our next round of Best Picture elimination has in store for us. Okay, so now we are into round three. So obviously, as you know, first eliminated was Amelia Perez, and the second movie that was eliminated was A Complete Unknown. And not much voting actually changed all that. You're going to see every round how the votes go up. There was only a couple that went out that first round. So let's see. So the next one that we have being eliminated, oh, I think this is going to make a lot of people really unhappy here, seeing that Wicked only got 3.7% of votes. So that means Wicked is the next one out. Ooh, okay, so we're getting a little bit of a change here. It looks like The Substance gained the most this round, which is really interesting. But yeah, Wicked is now out.
So, Wicked, for your confusing direction, despite all of the talented people in all other areas of the film, you will not be Best Picture.
Onto the thread it goes.
And on to the next category we go.
Production design. It's more than just sets and props. In fact, it's also a category at the Academy of Oscar DeathRace's Deathies Awards. Pretty cool, right? God, I wish I was a category at the Academy of Oscar DeathRacers. So prestigious. Anyways, the nominees are Conclave, Dune Part 2, Wicked, Nosferatu, The Brutalist. And the winner is whatever's written on this page.
Our three least populated regions in the AoDR ranks all voted differently. Our one voter from Africa went with the eventual winner Wicked, while the single voter from Central America sided with Nosferatu, and the two people from the Middle East, showing a rare display of solidarity amongst each other, picked Dune Part 2. Wicked only won in the regions of North America and Asia.
Ghost, hey Shadow, can you say meow? No meows today. Can you say meow? Shadow, can you say meow? No meow today? Hey Ghost, can you say meow? Can you say meow, Ghost? No meow today? Can you say meow? Shadow, can you say meow? Can you say meow? Can you say meow? Can you say meow? How about you, Ghost? Ghost, kitty say meow? Kitty say meow? Kitty say meow? Hey, Shadow, kitty say meow? Kitty say meow? No meow today? Kitty say meow?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Go ahead and say it. Thank you.
We are inundated with depressing films all throughout the death race. But here comedy reigns supreme as the only funny-ish film of the group won. The Dutch and Belgian co-production got support from Western European voters who favored this, while North American voters narrowly preferred the only American film, Alien. Now excuse me, I'm locked out of my computer, and I'm struggling to enter the characters that appear on screen. Is that a 7 or an F?
Sounds like you're a little flat there, Elton. Elton, Elton, can you hear me? Elton, are you there? Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't lost Elton, but we've lost Elton's voice.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Elton.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. I know I'm retired from touring, Robert, but I couldn't help but playing one of my favorite songs.
Me too. Oh, I brought the wrong harmonica. This is a C. I need a D. Oops.
Well, I must say, congrats on the movie adaptation. I thought it was fab.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It also got nominated for a stunning 8 Academy Awards. That's a bloody big deal.
Yeah, that's what people are saying, but I don't know. It's just 8. I mean, your dog also got an Oscar nomination for song. I didn't do that.
Oh, that's right, but we don't need to make a big deal out of this. We're both already Oscar winners ourselves.
Right, for that Wonder Boys song back in 2001.
Things have changed.
That's right, man. They sure have.
No, Robert, that's the name of the song that you wrote.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you also had that movie come out about you about a few years ago. That probably cleaned up at the Oscars.
Oh, yes. Rocket Man! That was actually my second Academy Award, if you can believe it. The first was for The Lion King, where I actually had 3 songs nominated in the same category.
That sounds illegal, man.
But they have since changed the rulings where since 2011, a movie can only have a maximum of 2 songs nominated. Robert, are you still there?
Yeah, it's
Hello?
a little bit funny that we both had movies about us come out last year and we both won Oscars before. So who are you up against this year?
Can you hear me now?
Hello. Are you there?
Hello? Elton, are you still there? I'm still there, Elton.
Hello? Can you hear me, Robert? All right, I don't remember where we were, but
it looks like our
yes,
Zoom call's not going so well, Elton.
Yeah, since 2011, only 2 songs can be nominated in the same category. No, it is not. But yes, we'll be talking about the next round of nominees. And it's sort of funny that this year there's actually 2 songs from Amelia Perez. But much like Bruno, we don't talk about those. And the other nominee is actually Diane Warren, if you can believe it.
Believe it. Death, taxes, and Diane Warren getting an Oscar nomination. Those are the only certainties in life, man.
This is her 16th nomination.
Well, I'm sitting here batting 100. I got all my wins. And you already have like 0.5. She's still at 0. Take a hint, lady.
It's quite embarrassing. Anyways, what are we here for again?
We got to introduce the next set of categories for the Deathies. And then I think sadly, Skype is unfortunately going down. So maybe that's why it's not working so well today.
Maybe. Let's see what we've got next for the next round of categories.
Hey, AoDR friends, I'm Nathan. I remember being awestruck by film at a young age when my father brought home the original 1993 Jurassic Park from Blockbuster. I recall for the first time being fully immersed in the beauty of the sight and sound as we followed that helicopter onto that godforsaken island with Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern and the others. But all along, that classic theme soaring alongside us like a pterodactyl lives in my mind rent-free. The best scores are transparent, vibrating the right frequencies so harmoniously with what you see that it locks them together, transcending language, space, and time. For this year's nominees, we have 2 musicals that utilize their scores in completely different fashions. Wicked's pre-existing orchestration by Stephen Schwartz was almost completely reimagined by John Powell, while still remaining respectful of its source material and songs. This combination of old and new is the lifeblood that makes this musical work just as well as a film. For Amelia Perez, the music was a focus before the script was even finished. In that case, Camille and Clement Ducal's mixed bag of genre doesn't really follow the traditional rules of a musical. Then for the non-musicals, we hear the harsh ricochet of strings and experimentation of the crystal bachet and harmonium in Bertelmann's Conclave score. It strays from the Baroque you typically find in a film involving the Vatican, but it indicates there might be some high drama coming out around. Then there's Blumberg's score for The Brutalist, built like architecture, constructed with overtures of layered fixed piano, peculiar brass sounds. It is minimalist and effective, and at times you cannot tell whether you are hearing a drill from the construction on screen or just an odd trumpet sound. Lastly, Bauer's Wild Robot pulls in a blend of natural and digital with its dynamic symphonic soundscape. Sweeping strings, synthesizer themes, and at times highlights the clickety-clack of chromatically tuned glass bottles, teacups, planks of wood, cowbells, all of this played by sandbox percussion. Again, those nominees are The Wild Robot, Chris Bowers, Wicked, John Powell and Stephen Schwartz, Amelia Perez, Clement Ducal and Camille, The Brutalist, Daniel Blumberg, and Conclave, Volker Bertelmann. And the winner is The Brutalist, Daniel Blumberg. Congrats, dude.
Yeah. Daniel Blumberg won this in a landslide. But what is more interesting is how Conclave's Volker Bertelmann and The Wild Robot's Chris Bowers tied for second place, getting 54 votes apiece. But it didn't matter if you identify as male, female, or non-binary. You love the overtures from The Brutalist.
So anyways, the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Song are The Journey from the 688.
Did that really just happen? Did she actually get a nom? This weird streak she's had every year after year is a record that will help our dear Miss Warren. This better be good. Please let this movie be good. When you hear Miss Warren, Miss Warren, just wait for credits, it's so long. And in all her Warren wisdom, by movies looks, she isn't blinded. There's no way Miss Warren is dumb. She writes for all, she's not small-minded. Yes, she'll say to them, I see who you truly are, a movie on which I'll rely. And that's how it begins. For Miss Warren, I'll try. Once you hear Miss Warren, your whole race will change. 'Cause once you see Miss Warren, no other movie seems as strange. Be it Breakthrough or The At Life Ahead, Flaming Hot, or For Good Days. And all the racers have to watch you when a song of Miss Warren plays. Be it a gift or a curse, we have to watch. Maybe at last you will win. 46888 for Miss Warren, I'll try. And one day to say to her, Diane, a woman who's no imposter, shouldn't a woman with songs like yours have a matching gold Oscar? And since folks here to an absurd degree seem fixated on you in pedigree, would it be alright by you if now we vote for you? And of course that's not important to her. Alright, why not? She'll reply, yo, what a day you'll be for Miss Warren and I. Yes, what a day you'll be for Miss Warren and relentless. She's truly relentless. And I've just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy and true, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday there'll be a celebration at the Oscars that fill her up with glee. And we'll cheer loud for Miss Warren, feeling things will never fail. And though we just never show it, we'll be so happy we'll just yelp. And so it will be for the rest of our lives, and we'll want nothing else till we die, held in such high esteem. When people see her name, they scream for the Oscars' favorite team. For Miss Warren, I'll try.
Hello, everyone. Hola, mi gente latino.
Mi gente latino.
I'm Chris, and I am here to announce the nominees and the winner for Best Original Song. And before I announce the 5 nominees for this category, I just wanted to say that I'm really excited for one specific artist in this list, and I'm talking about Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, which got nominated for the song Compress Repress for the movie Challengers, directed by Luca Guadagnino, which was also one of my favorite movies of the past year. And maybe you know this already, but Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are the members of the industrial rock band called Nine Inch Nails, which is also one of my favorite bands ever. So I'm completely biased. I want them to win. And I have organized a small performance. I'm going to be performing Compress Repress right now as a tribute for Trent and Atticus. And I hope you enjoy it.
And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy
1 and 1. 1, 2, 3. Touch, touch. What? Stop the music! Stop the music! So apparently they're telling me right now that I'm like embarrassing myself because challengers didn't got nominated for anything. Like the Academy snubbed it. Like just the Deathies recognized challengers but not the Academy. Like what? And I have the envelope right now and challengers is not here. And I'm really sorry. I guess I have to cancel the concert right now. This is a disgrace. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, congratulations to the 5 nominees. And I guess I'll just go ahead and announce the 5 nominees of this category. I am back. And I'm really sorry for whatever that concert or I don't know, whatever that was before. Anyway, I'm here to announce now the winner of this category. And these are the 5 true nominees. But before I announce the winner, I just want to say that Compress Rippers is my winner. But anyway, let's move on. And the Deathy goes to Like a Bird from Sing Sing. Congratulations.
Somehow, 43 people thought that Diane Warren deserves a Deathy, and that worries me. Who hurt you as a child that you want to see such chaos? I'll bet you sick freaks even watched your documentary, Diane Warren Relentless, last year. Oh yeah, both Amelia Perez songs Lost to What Objectively was the best song of the group.
So this year, Diane Warren's 16th Oscar nomination, her 5th Deathy nomination, and her 5th Deathy loss. Congratulations to the songwriters behind Like a Bird from Sing Sing. I think that was my favorite of those. Can't remember what I nominated. I don't know what I voted for. Probably that one, because that's my favorite. Dakota, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I also voted for Like a Bird. That was my favorite of the group. But yeah, what great videos. The song, absolutely terrific. Like, that's also going to be one that's going to be stuck in our head, just like we don't talk about Diane, or I can't remember what Paulo's song was from a few years ago, but that one still gets stuck in my head every once in a while.
And speaking of that, I am always really happy for the people that repeat every year. We've had Paolo back every year for something, and always including a song. And so there's like 5 different songs that are all from the Deathies now. And, I hope that over the next 112 years, we'll get 112 more songs. I'm really thankful for everything that we've had in these 5 years.
I can't wait for the Deathy compilation album to come out.
I mean, I feel like we've had merch in the past. I think we could do that. I don't know. I don't know about legally, but there's otherwise no reason. I guess legal is a big reason.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dakota, you've been here for all 5 years too.
Well,
now, not necessarily sitting where you are right now, but.
No, that is true. I am currently in Vancouver. I previously, when the Deathy started, I was back in Toronto, where you are. We actually flipped cities the same year, ironically enough.
It was pretty funny because we met each other through the server, and then we started hanging out virtually over the server, and then like on each other's podcasts. Contrazoom Pod, you should check it out if you haven't already. And Classic Movies Live myself, also check that out if you haven't. But we started hanging out, and then the first time we ever met, the two of us, I had met you after you just met and went to Vancouver. I came to visit you in Vancouver when I had when I was in Vancouver because I was on my way to move to Toronto. We swapped, as you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very, very true. Now, Jeff, I mailed you something actually, and there should be a box. Can you hold this box up?
Oh my goodness, you did mail me something. Look at this. You've got a zoom here, and we've
I
got
did,
a
yes.
box here.
Look at that
You
great
can
sticker.
see. I don't know if it's in focus, but it says Contra Zoom on it. I don't know if you can see it. I think it's out of focus, but you can believe me that it does in fact say that.
Can you
Dakota,
go
would you
ahead and
like me to
open that
open
for
this
me there,
box?
Jeff?
I will do
Yes,
that.
I would.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. Well, this is a Funko Pop with Western Ken. Let me see if I can unbox this entirely here. Now, for those of you that didn't watch last year, Barbie came out and it did very well at the Deathies. And it was an especially nice year for me because Ken has so many costumes, and I am a person who likes to do a costume change. So I still have all my Ken costumes. Maybe you'll see one of them later on. I'm going to just say maybe you'll see something later on, and then you get to find out whether or not I'm lying over the course of the night. Look at, is he going to stand up? Look at that. He'll just stay right there
He
for
should.
now. Thank you so much, Dakota.
Basic. Of course, of course. So a little bit of a backstory here. I had originally wanted to get you something, a little something for Christmas, just because you are such a frequent guest on my podcast, and you also write excellent reviews for my website. And it was something I just want to say thank you for. But I decided not to mail it out during Christmas because in Canada we had a postal strike, so it wouldn't have got there in time. And so I held it until the strike was over, which basically was recently. And so I mailed it to you for the Deathies because I thought this would be a good Deathies gift. And Pierre told me you're supposed to get your co-presenter a gift.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that said. I just need to. Yeah, no, I put your gift in the mail the other day. Yeah, it's on its way. It just I'm sorry it didn't get there. I'm sorry it didn't get there in time.
You don't have to get me anything. This was just a fun little thing I saw. I had to get it for you because it reminded me so much of you.
Well, thank you so much. And you know, I'm gonna have to go see if I still have that costume. Well, and actually, while I'm going to check that out, I do want to say one last thing. Near the beginning, in our first year, one of my favorite nominees, or one of my favorite movies that was nominated at the Deathies, was a movie called Pinocchio. I'm sure you remember it, Dakota. It was a big bonding moment for all of us in the community, especially on the Discord very early on. We probably all watched Pinocchio together 6 times or 7 times. I'm not going to say who, but I actually remember during one group watch of Pinocchio, someone who was watching, I believe a car ran into her house, and she was able to avoid it and was safe throughout the night because she was awake watching Pinocchio. Had she not been watching Pinocchio, she might not be with us today. I don't know if I'm exaggerating.
I don't know. Sounds like you saved someone's life, Jeff. So, Pinocchio, thank you.
So, despite the name, the Deathies have saved at least one life. And hopefully they'll save many more. And we're going to go to a quick break. But everyone just keep Pinocchio in your hearts. Thank you, Pinocchio. Say thank you to Pinocchio.
Is that him?
No, that's not him. Oh, there he is. There. Dakota! Dakota! Oh, we're back! And Dakota, look at this. I got you a gift. Now here, if you can just reach out and grab that.
Aw.
And through the magic of video editing and visual effects, Dakota was... Oh, see, that would have worked if you just gotten... If you probably just didn't check your mail, right? Oh, no, there it is. Look at that. You got it.
That's true.
Through the magic of visual effects, we were able to make this fun little bit of movie magic work. There's a little behind the scenes for you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I really appreciate
so-
the flowers.
You're welcome. I was told by someone, by Pierre, that you're supposed to get your co-host a gift. So I didn't want to be left behind.
Thank you.
Dakota, now that we're back, how was your intermission? How'd you feel? Did you get a chance to grab a smoke break, go to the bathroom, grab something to drink, fill up your popcorn?
You mean fill up my Doritos? I'm still working on my batch, so yeah, I'm good for the Doritos. And then I didn't take a smoke break because I'm clearly vaping during the stream, which I really hope my landlord isn't watching this.
Well, that's the nicest part about the Deathies. Because we are in different locations, we can be in locations that have different smoking regulations. So you are able to just vape during the stream. I could, if I wanted to, just light up during the stream too. Now, I don't want to do that because my fire alarm is very loud, but I could. Actually, I don't think I could. I think my smoking regulations in my building are would not allow that. That's an aside. We have more categories to present, Dakota. Is that not correct?
That is correct. The next one that we have up is Best International Film. We're a very international community, so this is going to be very exciting to sort of see where people go. Because unlike the Oscars, which is very American-centric, we are everywhere.
Hello, Death Racers! Mark here in sunny Nottingham, UK, presenting the award for Best International Film. Now, I know that we're a subtitle-loving server on the whole, but after a long time to reflect, I would like to take this time to promote the virtue of dubs over subs. So many people have suggested in the past that dubbing a completely different voice with different cultural background over the original intended performance robs art of its authenticity, but I reject that notion. I mean, who needs the nuance and specificity of original voice actors working collaboratively within the core creative team, when you can have a convenient local actor with a nice familiar voice to butcher the intent of dialogue but at least sound relatable? Not to mention, this avoids the chore of having to read. Who likes reading? It's so much easier to zone out and enjoy Japanese dialogue in a Yorkshire accent, complete with the occasional awkward pauses, which are definitely artistic choices and not an artifact of the timings of different languages. So here's to dubbing, the convenient, seamless, and culturally destructive alternative that we all know and love. Cheers! And the nominees are... And the winner is... I'm Still Here! Congratulations to the winner there. Fantastic effort from them, or terrible effort, or mediocre effort. Delete as appropriate. And I will see you all again soon.
Normally, this category gets voted on by regional lines. Sure, South America almost unanimously voted for I'm Still Here, and Eastern Europeans voted for Flow. But the girl with the needle was shut out of Eastern Europe and came in fourth place for Western Europe, along with The Seed of the Sacred Fig, which takes place in Iran, also not getting Middle East votes. Although, one South American did vote for Amelia Perez, and naturally, 0 people from Central America voted for it.
Hey, Jeff. Sure, I can present makeup again. Guess I'll have to, come up with some cool new ideas. Right, I'll see you then. Goodbye. Okay, so the nominees are Amelia Perez, Wicked, Nosferatu, A Different Man, and The Substance.
This represents the category with the winner receiving the single most votes. 238 people voted for Monstro Eliza Sue, narrowly beating the winner of Best Sound by 2 votes. A Different Man was a very distant second place, getting 185 votes less.
Congratulations to The Substance and to I'm Still Here. Very inspired choices for makeup and hairstyling. And international feature. I guess I'm Still Here wasn't up for makeup and hairstyling, but I guess it could have been. I remember when I saw The Substance, the makeup and hairstyling is what everyone was really focused on. That movie is real gross.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are talking about the incredible job that Adele put into her video, the skin peeling for A Different Man, talking about how creepy everything was, going full Demi. People are loving Chris's videos. Adele's videos. Adele just crushes the makeup and hairstyling video every year.
One of our regular presenters and always one of our best presenters, in my opinion. Although you'll never hear me say anyone's one of our worst presenters. So, I may be biased.
Yes, all of our children are our favorite children.
All 228 of them, or however many that number of votes was. If I remember right, I believe, and someone will have to check the math on the exact number of votes right there, but I know that in total, we had more voters this year than the Golden Globes. So, we're getting big. We're a big community, bigger than the Golden Globes, even.
It's true. It was over 300 votes that we had. It was close to 400.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we've got another category coming up. And Dakota, would you like to introduce our next category?
Of course, we actually have our next branch award coming up, and that is for the best LGBTQ film for the Queer Palm AoDR. I made the same reference joke in our announcement video. I don't know how to pronounce this. And frankly, you're probably going to hear the narrator butcher the title of the award too. But either way, it's fun to say it differently every time. And this is one of my favorite awards. So let's see who the nominees are for Best LGBTQ Film.
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be presenting Best LGBTQ plus film this year. These nominees are chosen by our queer branch, and in our branch, we really love discussing the different kind of films that come out this year that best represent our community. We like to make sure that we have a nice wide range of films that represent all aspects of our community, and I'm really proud of the nominees that we selected this year. And the nominees are Challengers, Femme, I Saw the TV Glow, Memoir of a Snail, and National Anthem. And the winner is I Saw the TV Glow. Congratulations.
The Palme d'Or in a landslide went to the trans allegory film I Saw the TV Glow, the best film that explored transness this past year, although the bisexuality of Challengers came in second place. The queer branch mostly voted for Glow, but their second choice was a three-way tie between Challengers, Femme, and National Anthem. Haha, I said three-way. This category also featured the most skips. Is it because voters are homophobic, or did they just not see the nominees?
I'm back. I'm here. I made it. I'm still around.
Yeah, I see you there.
How you doing, Cardinal Arsenault?
I'm doing quite well there, Cardinal Balmer. What do you think about I Saw the TV Glow winning the top prize in the LGBTQ branch?
Oh my goodness. Well, I wish I'd been there too. I wish I'd been there to see it win, because wow, that was my pick. I am so glad to see that one taking the award. So wow. Inspired choice. Thank you to the community, and congratulations to Jane Schoenbrunn and the incredible film that they made.
Absolutely. But I think we're ready to go our next round of Best Picture reveal voting, which is why you can see us, Cardinal Balmer and Cardinal Arsenault, in our traditional attire. Isn't that right?
That is. So, are you ready to see who our next eliminated nominee will be?
Okay, so we are now on to the fourth round of voting. As you know, so far Amelia Perez, A Complete Unknown, and Wicked were the films that have previously been eliminated and gone through my needle and thread. But let's see here. Okay, so our next one that's going to be out looks like it's going to be I'm Still Here with 6.6%, which is quite surprising because I feel like there was a lot of people that were really into it and big supporters. So the Brazilian film I'm Still Here is out. Ooh, it looks like Dune Part 2 has fallen down a spot to fourth as Conclave, The Brutalist, and Anora all shot up.
I'm Still Here. You did very few things wrong. In fact, I don't think you did anything wrong. But frankly, this is an American award show. And despite the Deathies being more international than the Oscars, being from Brazil means that you will not be Best Picture.
Unfortunately not. But that's that round of voting, and we still have a few more to go because we have not crowned a Best Picture winner yet. But what's our next category we have there, Jeff?
Next up, if I'm not mistaken, is Best Documentary Feature. One of my favorite categories every year.
Oh, nope. It's actually going to be Adapted Screenplay.
It's not Best Documentary Feature, but Best Adapted Screenplay is also one of my favorite categories every year. Here are the Best Adapted Screenplays for this year.
Hey, everybody. So we had a bit of an unusual situation. Austrian Alpaca was supposed to present this category, but he suddenly had to drop out, so I guess I'm going to do it instead. Wait, what's that? He's here? Oh, well, I guess Austrian Alpaca is going to make it after all, so give it up for Austrian Alpaca.
I'm Austrian Alpaca, and I'm a giant baby. Brufa beat me in the mega death race. Brufa beat me in the spirit death race. And Brufa beat me in the BAFTA death race. Not only that, but Brufa is much better looking than me, too. I guess all I can do is distract myself by presenting this award. The nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. And the Deathy goes to Conclave. Oh well, there's always next year. Next year, I probably won't be Brufa then either.
With 4 voters hailing from the Oceania region of the world, they all voted differently. A vote each for Conclave, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing, and 1 person who abstained. While our female and male voters went with Conclave, our gender fluid and NBs went with Nickel Boys.
Previously on Too Indie for Oscar.
This is the story of how all the cool kids laughed at the independent film. This is the story of how the Avengers laughed. This is the story of how Pirates of the Caribbean laughed. This is the story of how Star Wars laughed.
This is the story of the big budget film. For decades now, people have stood in line waiting to see the big budget film. This is the story of how the big budget film was reigning supreme, was king of the hill, was the alpha predator who could stomp on all the other filmmakers that got in its way. This is the story of how it used to be that if you had a big budget, a star-studded cast, and endless marketing resources, it was all it took to be able to trample over all of the smaller filmmakers. But this is also the story of how the tide is turning. This is the story of how the times are changing. This is the story of the independent film, who might not have a budget, but who has everything else. She has the grit. She has the brains. She has the heart. And this is the story how right now, in the here and now, every single nominee for Best Original Screenplay just happens to be an independent film. But it's not just in writing where independent filmmaking has monopolized the nominations. It's not just in writing where the little guy is triumphing over the big guy. Let's look at the Best Animated Short category. This is a category where it used to be taken for granted that the winner would come from Disney, Pixar, or Disney Pixar. But now, Disney and Pixar were completely shut out from the animated short category by much smaller filmmakers. And not only did they shut out both Disney and Pixar, But they did so while convincing all of us that true artistry is puppet dongs. This is the story of how David is defeating Goliath. This is the triumph of independent filmmaking, and this is the story of how the little guy can prevail. The nominees for Best Original Picture are an independent film, an independent film, an independent film, an independent film, and an independent film. And the Deathy goes to Anora. Congratulations, Anora. You have proven that it's not the size of your budget that counts. It's the size of your story. But it's not just Anora who I want to congratulate tonight. I also want to congratulate the Academy of Death Racers. Because what are we except an independent award ceremony? We see the bigger guys out there with far more resources. We see what they do, and we see how it can be so much better. We see how we bring our community together and how people feel connected to this awards show. What are we except the renegaders, the outsiders, the misfits who dare to dream of what an awards show might be? Tonight, Anora has won the crown, but we too feel what it's like to be on top.
The creators branch actually voted in favor of the substance, while the food and drink branch went with the real pain, showing they aren't swayed by the glitz and glamour of lap dances and vodka shots.
Oh, sorry there. I was just catching up on my reading of Best Adapted Screenplay Award winner, Conclave. Quite the interesting book. I wonder who's going to become the next pope. I don't know. But yeah, that was a great set of wins there. So I can't believe that we managed to get both Brufa and Austrian Alpaca in the same video. That was crazy.
Incredible that we were able to have them. I didn't catch all the details. I'm usually a little busy behind the scenes, and I was doing something specific. But it sounds to me, by what you're saying, that they sort of squashed their beef and came together as friends. That's what happened, right?
Yes, it was all very polite, and I don't think there's any animosity at all. And I don't think Brufa was saying that Austrian Alpaca is not like us at all.
Okay. That's probably good. We wouldn't want to have a negative show here. But as long as everyone's being friendly and coming together.
Just like that.
Dakota, I had to ask you something. How's that popsicle stick house coming?
Yes, that's right. So I showed you before. I made my platform here, and now what I'm actually working on is I've got these pillars. So what I'm going to be doing is I've got pillars. I'm going to do a bunch of them. I've got 3 built already because also I got smaller popsicle sticks as well as the regular size, which is pretty cool. You can sort of see the size difference here. It's about half the size. But yeah, these are going to be used as pillars to hold my structure up and give a good brutalist look to it all. What do you think of my structure so far?
I mean, it looks, it looks like it's on the way there. It's, you're doing stuff. I think it's interesting that you bought 2 different sizes of popsicle sticks, because I think I may have had some similar ideas to you. But when I needed pillars, what I just did is I took the popsicle sticks that I already had and I cut them with scissors. So, I think there are easier ways to do things. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but I just do think that, I like my approach. I just wanted to share that. So
yeah, I guess that's good.
Together, I had to start over. Well, I mean, I had to start over too. So, but I think we're coming. It's all coming together.
Yeah, I think eventually mine's going to start to look like something. Maybe we should have another poll to sort of decide whose is going to look the best. Right now yours might look like it's more finished, but I think mine is eventually going to be better.
Oh, I'll just tell you, I think I can do a lot more. I don't need too much time. I mean, this looks like, I see it all in my head. It may not look like much yet, but I got an idea. I got an idea of what's going to happen here. You just wait. You just wait.
Okay. Well, I guess before we start arguing about this, I'm pretty sure you already know what category is next. Can you reveal which one is next?
I can. And normally it would be playing behind me, but that seems to have. I seem to be struggling with light technical difficulties on my end. So let me get back in front of the camera where you guys can see me and announce that the next thing that you will be hearing is the winner for Best Documentary Feature.
Hey everyone, my name is Pedro and I'm honored to present the Deathies Award for Best Documentary Feature. Documentaries, as the great Bill Nichols say in his book Introduction to Documentary, is a representation of life. And this year we have multiple representations of the harsh reality of what is to live in the recent eras. We have films about wars, we have films about genocide, we have films about the coup d'etat in Africa in 1960s and how it still happens nowadays. We have films about abuse and how it affects people's life. And we have films about how art can help us cope with the hard reality of war. So let's see this year's nominated documentaries.
There's no guarantee for my life.
Everywhere people start speaking up.
しおりさんは時代の申し子。
しおりさんじゃないですか。ぜひ頑張ってね。頑張ってください。
انتوا كتير تزوروني، ليش انا بزوركم؟ ولا لا؟ ولا شو تفكر؟ لو انت مكاني شو تفكر؟
Україна як порцеляна, яку легко розбити та неможливо знищити.
Abandoned, but also who abandoned.
You do know what happened with me, right?
I want to know the whole story.
And the Deathies Award for Best Documentary Feature goes to No Other Land. Basil Adra, Rachel Sozor, Hamdal Balal, and Ivo Abraham producers. So congratulations to the whole No Other Land team for this achievement and for all the work you've done representing the genocide and the settlements. So thank you so much for voting in this category. See you next year. Bye.
It is interesting looking at where the films take place and how the geographical regions voted. Our winner, No Other Land, which takes place in Palestine and Israel, shared the votes in the Middle East. Black Box Diaries, which takes place in Japan, had the most votes in Asia. And Porcelain War, which takes place in Ukraine, won the Eastern European bloc of voting. Our one African voter didn't vote for Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat, and our North American contingent had Sugarcane in last place.
Oh, hey guys. You just caught me at an awkward time. I was just reading my Anora screenplay book. Sean Baker, Directorial Review of the Year. while wearing my Pump It Up headband, also the directorial feat of the year. It's a little chilly in Florida, so I have to wear the headband indoors, 70 degrees. So, yes. But, yes, it's time. It's time. I'm so thankful Dakota let me do Best Director this year. So, he passed on the reins to me for this year. So, it's exciting. We will present the nominees, starting with Brady Corbet for The Brutalists. Was there a film like The Brutalists this year? Shot on VistaVision, 3.5 hours long, 70 millimeter, under $10 million, shot in 33 days. Insane. I don't know if anyone could do it other than Brady Corbet. I think we all saw the talent that Brady Corbet displayed this year with The Brutalists. Coralie Farge for The Substance. Such a singular vision. Everyone loved it. The comeback of Demi Moore. Margaret Qualley doing everything in this movie. It's kind of the most insane film I've seen this year, and I'm so thankful for it. Sean Baker Nora, he's kind of been the face of indie cinema for quite a while, so, we've all known him, and it's amazing to see the success that he's accomplishing right now, Takeout, Scarlet, Red Rocket, Florida Project, that's my personal favorite. So it's finally great to see him being celebrated with Nora. James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. I'm a big fan of Walk the Line, so to see James Mangold return back to the musical biopic is a dream. He just enraptures the 60s like clockwork. You just feel like you're in Bob Dylan's shoes. It's perfect. And finally, Jack AoDR for Emilia Perez. The most batshit crazy film this year. Everything in that movie kind of worked for me. I know it didn't work for everyone, but it worked for me, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. And thank you, Jack AoDR, for your audacious vision and giving it to us this year. I am excited to present Best Director. In this envelope, I have it. Let's see who it is. And the winner is Sean Baker and Nora. Oh my gosh, I was just reading his book. Wow, I'm so excited for you, Sean. Congratulations on your Deathie. We love you here. Thank you so much for making great independent cinema.
This was the only category where no one skipped the vote. I guess that makes these 5 films the most watched. Do I need to go into your DeathRaceTracking.com sheets to prove that there were no cheaters here? Also, Jack AoDR and James Mangold got a combined 5 votes.
Well, we are back, and first off, I just want to say a huge thank you to KF for presenting the Best Director Award. I realize that you're seeing enough of me, and you probably don't need me to do a presentation on top of being here already. You're probably all sick of me. But I know that a poll has been going on for who is winning the Popsicle Brutalist sculpture, and for some reason, Jeff is winning after the first ballot, which is, crazy to me. Y'all got to support your man, Mr. ContraZoom Pod, or as Nico calls me, Mr. Zoom. But Jeff, where are you? I can't see you. Are you around there, Jeff?
Oh, well, howdy there, partner. I just
Oh my
figured I'd
goodness.
bring back an old favorite.
I'm seeing double.
I figured I'd bring back an old favorite for... Oh, yeah. Here I am. Here's little me. Here's big me. Hey, everyone. I figured I would bring this back for very special next little bit that we have. This next part that we are about to talk about is, once again, one of our Deathies branches. This is actually the branch that I belong to, that Dakota belongs to, and that KF belongs to. I want to give a big thanks to KF as well, because not only did he do the directors, but he helped out a lot behind the scenes this year, and just did an incredible job with everything we put on him. This is a lot of work behind the scenes, and KF was up to the challenge. So I really appreciate that. But coming up, we've got the creators branch, and we have the creators branch has an award called the biggest cow. And Dakota, I know I'm asking you to explain all the awards, but would you like to talk about the biggest cow?
Absolutely, I would love to. So, The Biggest Cow is a unique award where it is not about the quality of the movie itself. It actually has to do with the most secondary content. Now, we're gonna get the more information about it in the presentation, but it's, are you seeing articles, podcasts, reviews, think pieces, angry tweets? That's all secondary content, which makes this category so interesting and exciting, and one that you and I are personally responsible for because we make podcasts. And so we are inevitably a part of the discourse of these films that we are going to be seeing.
Hello, and welcome to the 5th Annual Deathies. Today, I'm here to present the Creators Branch Award for Biggest Cow for Best Conversation Piece. These are the films that we as content creators can milk for all their worth to drive clicks and engagement, and just maybe make something that's just as good as the film itself. In honor of these films, and as well as a tribute to the past gone content challenge of the Food Challenge video, I'll be announcing these nominees by pouring a glass of milk for each one and adding a little bit something extra for each film. First up, challengers. Obviously, you have the memes portraying the marketing hook of Zendaya being in a threesome with Joss O'Connor and Mike Feist. But beyond this, we also have various thought pieces and video essays about how Challengers is upending the thriller. For this, we will be pouring these milk into a tennis ball container. Next up, Emilia Perez. For those somehow living under a rock, this film went from awards darling to torpedoing its campaign thanks to some controversial tweets. That said, the backlash had begun even before that, with plenty of reviews pointing out the inauthentic portrayals of Mexican and the trans experience. And the coup de grace was the Mexican parody musical Johann Sacre Bleu about a trans French woman. For this film, we'll be pouring a glass of milk and mixing some totally authentic taco powder, as well as hiding in a bit of French Gruyere cheese at its roots. Next, Megalopolis. One of the biggest, most bombastic films of the year. Even before release, we were hearing a lot about the woes of its production. The marketing added more with reviews from old movie reviews that turned out to be AI generated. And then, of course, the IMAX live interview itself with Coppola, Robert De Niro, and Spike Lee was a moment in and of itself. For all the excess of this film, we are going to be having a glass of milk with some whipped cream on top. A little bit extra, just right to go black to the club. For the substance, the breakout horror film of the year, there are obviously some memes about people who might be taking the substance, but of course, as a horror film doing well at the Oscars and Demi Moore's comeback story, you have a lot of thought pieces about how this is upending horror and all the behind-the-scenes stuff, especially going on with the makeup and hair prosthetics going on in here. For this one, rather than having this in the glass, we'll be taking this milk substance in a little bit in a syringe, much like the substance itself. And finally, Wicked. I mean, putting aside all of the content related to the original book or to the Broadway musical that this movie was based off of, this film and its marketing had so much going on. You had SNL skits, you had Cynthia and Ariana's press tour about holding space. For this film, we'll be having a glass of milk with a little bit of green food coloring. And the winner of The Biggest Cow and the drink I am going to be chugging down goes to Challengers. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and catch you in the next one.
Sure, 27 people skipped voting on this category, but it represents the fewest amount of skips in all the branch-specific awards. Perhaps because you didn't actually have to see the nominated films to know about the discourse. The Creators Branch sided with the winner, having most of the votes go to Challengers, while their second choice pick was Megalopolis, which came in third overall.
That was way too much milk. What are you doing there, Cardinal Balmer?
You're right. It wasn't very much milk, but it was way too much for me, too. I'm going to put that away. What did you think of Challengers being our winner for Biggest Cow?
Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. That's how I voted. If we can divulge industry secrets here, I loved all the discussion and think pieces that went into this film. So I'm glad it won. And based on the chat, I think people are happy that Emilia Perez is continuing to being snubbed.
I'm going to very, very slightly disagree here in that I am a little disappointed with that win. Not because I think it was an unworthy win, but because of all of the nominees, It's the only one I don't have a podcast episode on. So that is unfortunate.
That's fair. Now, someone did say that Jeff is baby girl, which has me feeling very unhinged at this moment, and people need to calm down and put their pants back on.
This happens every year, which I am flattered by the way. So, anyway, you know what time it is, Cardinal Arsenault. We need to reveal our next elimination.
Let's do it. So, I'm Still Here was the last one to get out, and I think that was a big surprise for a lot of people. It seemed like in the chat, people were pretty disappointed by that. But we are now on to our 5th round of voting. Previously, it was Amelia Perez, a complete unknown, Wicked and I'm Still Here eliminated. And it looks like our next one out is going to be Nickel Boys, and it got 10.7% of the vote. So we are getting up there for the votes. So unfortunately, the boys from Nickel Academy are now eliminated. Dune is falling down while the substance is gaining ground.
Well, I think we're at the point where every elimination is going to be at least a little sad to someone, or infuriating to at least a few people. But Nickel Boys, despite the incredible technical achievements you were able to receive, there was no industry support, and there was no Deathies support either. And because of that, you will not be Best Picture.
That is unfortunate for sure. But yeah, it's getting real tight, and I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We've got 5 films remaining, and I'm very excited to see how the next rounds go. But yeah, it's getting really tight here. But what do we have coming up next here, Jeff?
Coming up next, we're starting to get into the biggest categories. Next up, we have our award for Best Actor in a Leading Role.
Hello, my name is Kyle, KF from the Oscar DeathRace server. It's always a pleasure to get to do this, my favorite time of the year, Oscar season. You're gonna hear a dramatic reading of all 5 Best Actor nominees, but there's a catch. I'm doing it in my polar bear pajamas. So get ready for it. I'm excited, and I'm gonna announce the winner, so it's gonna be a fun time. Yes. They do not want us here.
Who do you mean?
They do not want us here. The people here. Audrey, his Catholic wife, does not want us here. They do not want us here. 200 people in that room, and they just want me to be something else. They should just fuck off and let me be.
Fuck off and let me be what?
Whatever it is they don't want me to be. Yeah, so the program has been incredible, honestly. It has been able to allow incarcerated men in our prison system at Sing Sing to be open and express their feelings, and it's been a great chance for them to try acting and learn the arts, and I do think it has benefited them in terms of rehabilitation. So I'm so happy to see what we've accomplished there.
So are you acting at all in this interview?
I'm so sorry. No, of course not. I hope you understand how meaningful and thankful I am to have the opportunity to just come and see Herring. And I would never ever tarnish that by acting during that interview. In fact, that's actually not really even a point of acting, you know. But yes, no, not acting. Certainty walks hand in hand with tolerance. If there was no certainty, there would be no need for mystery. And if there was no mystery, there would be no faith. Let us pray for a pope who doubts, and for a pope who sins and comes to God for forgiveness. Listen here, Tony. I got 3 rules of winning. Rule 1. The world is a mess. The world is a mess. Attack, attack, attack. Somebody comes at you with a knife, you fire back with a bazooka. Rule 2. What is truth? The truth is what I say it is, the truth is what you say it is. That's what truth is. Never, ever let anyone catch you in a corner. Rule 3. Never admit defeat. No matter how fucked you are, you never admit defeat, Tony. Those are my 3 rules for winning. Yes, sir. I can't do a Trump impression. I'm so sorry. Oh, hey guys. I was just reading the Bible. I hope you enjoyed those dramatic monologues. I tried my best with the accents on a few of them. I couldn't really do the Trump voice that well. But I have the winner in this Bible right here. Are you guys ready? Oh my gosh, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And the winner, oh my gosh, I voted for this person, Adrian Brody for the Brutalists. Congratulations, Adrian Brody. This is my favorite male performance of the year, so I'm very happy for this. Adrian Brody for a win.
This category was close. I mean, Adrian Brody did win in a landslide, but Stan and Chalamet, who came in last place, both received 39 votes each, which is the highest amount of votes for a last place finisher in all of the Deathies.
Hello again to all of you tuning in to the 5th Academy of DeathRace's Awards, aka the Deathies. Now, this is a category I know many of you will be especially eager to hear, namely Best Actress in a Leading Role. Once again, this category represents an amazing set of performers, some of whom even defied gravity. One interesting, and in my view very positive aspect of this year's nominations for the category is the presence of 2 performances from international films. As Bong Joon-ho said in his Oscar acceptance speech 5 years ago, once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you'll be introduced to so many more amazing films. It's also perhaps the first year this category has seen nominations for performances from both a musical and a body horror, which once again goes to show the wide range of spectacular talent from the leading actresses of all these films. So, the nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role are Cynthia Erivo, Wicked. Demi Moore, The Substance. Carla Sofia Gascon, Emilia Perez. Mikey Madison, Honora. And finally, Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here. So the moment you've all been waiting for, the 2025 Deathie for Best Actress in a Leading Role goes to Mikey Madison in Honora. Congratulations, Mikey Madison, an illustrious win so early in your career. Now back to the main show.
Congratulations to Mikey Madison and Adrian Brody on your Deathies. A huge thank you to Cypress 42 and KF once again, I guess Kyle, for their presentations. And now we're getting into the big categories. We just had our 2 big acting categories. We do have 1 even bigger acting category left. But before we do that, Dakota, how's your popsicle stick building coming? I think we're getting close to the end of the show. This might be the final product. Were you able to finish it?
Yeah, like I got my glue gun here. I just finished putting on the finishing touch, gluing the last little bit. Are you ready for the big reveal?
Let's do it. Show me what you got, Dakota.
Okay. So you'll see here, I've got this beautiful structure with the different pillars. It's nice and wide open, and it even allows light to come in.
Oh, wow. I had actually been thinking of trying to make one that allows light in, but I don't have a flashlight. So, I mean, mine's not quite as impressive here, but let me just show you what I got. I've got this here, this structure. I really hustled during the last segment, and I've got my pillars, I've got my walls, we've got these supports here, obviously using different sizes of popsicle stick as needed. I mean, all the same popsicle stick, just cut as needed. And well, it's meant to be seen from the front, so it doesn't really have a backside. You'll see it's not particularly impressive on the back, but it is there. And there's enough room here. You can actually stick a little guy in there. Not a big little guy like this guy here, but you actually can. I don't have a little guy on me. You know what? I do have a little guy. Let me just show you. You can kind of stick a little guy in there. There we go. Look at that. We got a little guy in there. Now I stuck him in and then didn't give you an angle, but he's there. You can see him, kind of. He's there.
That is very impressive. I'm going to actually turn the party light on in my brutalist structure. We're getting some comments that they're both very Bauhaus, which is very impressive for us. But yeah, yours is not concrete gray.
Well, I had thought about it, but I did not have the time to actually paint the walls. So I sort of wanted to go with here. You know, I kind of figured I could go with sort of you can see the seams. I kind of wanted you to be able to see sort of the construction because, you know, what better description is there of a cube than its construction?
That is true. Now, you had actually won again the second vote, but it was very close. Earlier, you won, I think, about 60% of the vote. The second time around, you won, I think, about 55% of the vote. So I am making a comeback. Let's do 1/3 and final vote. See who has the best brutalist popsicle stick building, and maybe we'll reveal that at the end of the show there. But wow, I can't believe we had so much time to be able to build all of these.
Well, there's a lot of time behind the scenes, and you know we're not doing anything else in that time. It's very quiet otherwise. Thank you for suggesting this. If you hadn't, I would have just been sitting here twiddling my thumbs the whole time. Which, of course, you didn't suggest it. I suggested it. Of course, obviously. I remember that.
Yes, that is true. Isn't Jeff based on that famous brutalist building? Was yours based on an actual brutalist structure, or much like the movie The Brutalist, was it entirely fictional?
It actually is based on a structure, which I will find for you eventually. And people can ask me about it later, because I have forgotten the name of the structure.
That's fair. But I was inspired by a building. Once again, I don't know what it was called. I can find it out later. But I was inspired by a building to make this, especially my my little arches here.
Well, this is unfortunately a little bit of a rapid shift in another direction. But for as much as we like to do some fun and games here, we have to get serious for a moment. There are, you know, every year we lose a lot of people and we lose a lot of actors in the world of film. And our biggest acting award at the Deathies here is the best animal performance. Now we are going to present that soon, but first we just want to have a quick tribute to all the animals that we lost over the course of the year.
It's an honor to me to present perhaps the most important prize of the ceremony. The Johnny Award for Best Animal Performance will be awarded to a friend that stays on your side during an emergency situation. Either there's a flood, or an alien invasion, or it's time to raise a baby goose. It's also the year when no dog is nominated, so it seems it's finally the year of the cat. Let's get some quick reaction from our fans. With these wise words, all should be said. Here are the nominees for Best Animal Performance. And the Deathies goes to Flo, the cat, and Flo.
We've had an octopus, a donkey, and 2 dogs win the prestigious Johnny Award, but finally, a cat wins. Flo and Frodo combined to get almost 50% of the vote. The cat lovers came out in droves, as even the Animal Branch members agreed with the wider voting public. Although the Indie and Kino Branch members voted for literally hundreds of beavers, the only nominee portrayed by humans this year.
Congratulations to the first cat. I believe the first cat to win. Not the first cat to be nominated, but the first cat to win the Deathies for Best Animal Performance. A very important milestone. This is not that cat, but that cat will be up here in a minute.
Yeah, people are already disappointed about what favorite animal of theirs didn't win. Lots of tears for Pimpao from I'm Still Here, not even getting a nomination. So I don't know what's going on with the voting in the Animal Branch. There's some they missed some big ones.
I think one possible explanation is I'm Still Here, released very early this year, but very late into the season. And I think some people had seen it by the time that nominations happened, but not everyone had. It's unfortunately been a difficult one for a lot of people to see. So Pimpao would have been a good nominee, but I am glad that a cat finally won.
Yeah. And also, people are saying in the chat, they're surprised that with all these monkey movies, no monkeys got nominated, which, I'm definitely surprised by myself.
That is weird. It feels like there were too many monkeys this year for there to not be a monkey nomination. But, well, I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But speaking of the way the cookie crumbles, we have another elimination that we have to do. We are getting to the point where all of the eliminations are going to be a little disappointing. So let's find out exactly which group of people we're about to piss off.
Okay, so last time in the Best Picture race, we lost Nickel Boys, which I think was a huge loss. We're now on to round 6, so this is going to get really tight here. And let's see, the next one out is Dune Part 2. Oh, by a hair, 14.4% to 14.7%. This is quite surprising. I mean, not that surprising because it looked like Dune was slowly dropping every round, but Dune Part 2 is now eliminated for a Best Picture race, and we're down to just 4 films left. This is crazy.
Now, the reason this is particularly notable is, if I'm not mistaken, Dune Part 1 was the very first Best Picture winner at the Deathies. So this is kind of crazy. But Dune Part 2, for releasing far too early into the season, unfortunately, you lost all your momentum, and you will no longer be Best Picture.
Unfortunately not. But yeah, that is a huge upset there.
Dune Part 2, wow.
Aloha, Deathies. It is I, the mysterious, disembodied voice of the secret Hawaiian prince, here to pull back the curtain on the masterminds who pull the strings on everything that happens in the entertainment industry. This year, rather than simply existing in our peaceful tropical paradise, we have decided to take a bit of a tour around the world, joined by our dear friend Crystal the Monkey of the Fablemans. 2024 was a banner year for private representation on the silver screen. From the big guy, King Kong himself, facing against the so-called King of the Monsters, to the poor winged monkeys of the land of Oz. In order to honor them, we are proud to reject humanity and return to monkey as we present the nominees for the Crystal Award for Best Cinematic Primate. Are we playing monkey see, monkey do with what the Animal Lovers branch is doing? Maybe, but we're the secret cabal here, the 400-pound gorilla in the room. And most importantly, whatever Crystal says, goes. First up on our whirlwind safari, jolly old England, chaps. From Stoke-on-Trent to Manchester to Knebworth to Royal Albert Hall, we have our first nominee, one charismatic chimpanzee named Mr. Robbie Williams, his biopic, Better Man. Directed by greatest cinema director Michael Gracie, Mr. Williams certainly puts on a show, letting us know that he's doing it, as he says, my way. Next, we travel to the Mediterranean and back in time to the Roman Empire for Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2. While much can be said of the performance given by the baboons that Paul Mescal faces in the first arena, the real star of the show here is none other than First Consul himself, Dondas. I mean, how could he not be nominated? This cute little toe and all, paired with his shrewd political maneuvering. Move over then, so there's a new mastermind in town. For our next stop, we go somewhere I can't really quite place on the map, but is certainly beautifully animated. And just as beautifully animated is our next nominee, Lingor from Flow. Just like his distant cousin, King Julian, he likes to move it while he collects his bottles of shinies. And what more, he shows true character growth over the course of the film, something only reserved for the highest of high-tier characters. And all of that without any spoken words? Celsius. Next up, we move to, again, still not really sure where we are exactly, but it is sometime in the future where apes have taken their rightful place on the top of social hierarchy in Wes Ball's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, a franchise that is a perennial contender for this category. There is certainly no shortage of potential nominees here. Noah the Falcon or Chip, Rocket the Wise Orangutan, but of course, it takes a true leader to complete this nomination. Yes, what a wonderful day it is for Proximus Caesar himself, the successor of original Caesar's legacy, to take the stage. And last, but certainly not least, while this category is nominally meant for non-Homo sapien primates, there is no denying that this human truly carried on the spirit of the monkey deity Hanuman, god of wisdom, courage, devotion, self-discipline, and martial arts. I mean, come on, the movie is called Monkey Man. It's distributed by Monkey Pop Productions. Do you think we weren't really going to include it in this year's celebrations of all things ape? Kid, as portrayed by first-time director Dev Patel, dons his monkey mask to step into the ring in one of the best revenge flicks I have seen in a long, long time. Those are your nominees for the Crystal Award for Best Cinematic Primate. Robbie Williams from Better Man, Dondas from Gladiator 2, Lemur from Flow, Proxima Caesar from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Kid from Monkey Man. And the Deathy goes to Mr. Rock BJ himself, Robbie Williams. It was a stunning this week, with more votes than all other nominees combined, befitting a bananas performance from all involved. The better man indeed. And of course, congratulations to all the other simian performers, nominated or not, live action or rendered by hard-working visual effects teams who give it their all for us to appreciate and marvel at their artistry. And with that, I am off for another year, continuing my worldwide tour. But fear not, the year of the monkey continues on with, appropriately enough, the monkey in theaters now. As I head off to try to avoid that murderous little mechanical bugger, and as you return to your regularly scheduled programming, remember, Ohana means family, and nothing is more important than family. Aloha!
Are we back? That was weird. Oh, jeez. I'm pretty sure that I think he was only available now, so I guess that interview is just not going to happen. But it's okay. I won't mention it once we're back on camera. So, anyway, hi Dakota. Welcome back.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm glad we're finally back. It's a shame that I guess people didn't get to see that interview we did, but. There's one of these every year, and I think we always re-upload them, so it's fine. People will see it. But we are back at the very end for maybe this has got to be the part that people are most excited for. We've got the Best Picture nominees, the rest of them coming up. Dakota, are you excited?
I am very excited. Yeah, I say let's just get right into this. What is the next round of Best Picture vote for us?
There we go.
Dune Part 2 was the last one that was eliminated. And we're down to our last few. Oh, yeah, we're counting down. Yeah, here we go. Nickel Boys was out in round 5. Wicked out in round 3. Okay, here we go. We've got, looks like The Substance is the next one that is eliminated at 17.6%. This is so shocking. Wow, I cannot believe this.
I can't believe we're going this many rounds.
I know, people just could not decide. And once again, Anora and Conclave are the biggest benefactors of this.
The Substance, of course, being a horror movie, for being an unconventional genre, a genre that does not usually win these kind of awards. This will also not be the year that you win Best Picture.
Unfortunately not. And my Conclave ballots are getting quite heavy at this point.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
so we're down to our last ones. Looks like The Brutalist is the next one out with 24.8%.
Wow. Well, The Brutalist, for your alleged use of AI, you will not be Best Picture.
Conclave and Anora is all we have left. Looks like Conclave was the biggest benefactor of the voting there. And you'll see here, we've got our next ballot for The Brutalist. Now eliminated.
So now, will people find out that we actually planned this segment based on the winner? Or will we be able to keep that a secret? Let's find out.
And we've got our final round of voting here. Anora versus Conclave. It's all blue, but looks like Anora is the winner with 64.3%. Conclave is our last film to get eliminated out in round 9. What is this chaos? Oh my goodness. Honora is our winner for Best Picture at the Deathies this year. What a crazy conclusion this has been.
Well, I'm going to hang up my conclave clothes. Don't need these anymore. Get rid of that skull cap. Congratulations to Honora. Oh, conclave, you will not be Best Picture. Just in case that wasn't clear. Get out of here.
Conclave is gone.
Congratulations.
Conclave is not
Honora.
the next pope.
Oh, sorry, I'm speaking over you. That's my bad. It gets very tense. We get very high emotion here right at the end. Everyone had something they were pulling for. Dakota, what did you vote for? What did you vote for Best Picture? Number one. Let me know. What was it?
Number one, it was Conclave. That was my favorite movie of last year. Honora, I think, was my 5th place vote. A movie I did really love, so I am happy.
I think Honora might have been similarly around middle for me. I don't remember exactly where, but mine was, of course, The Brutalist, which was out in round 3. So, high emotions. Neither of our picks won, but a lot of people's pick did win. And I would be surprised if we don't see Honora represented somewhere in one of my favorite segments, the favorite film, which is going to come up here in just a moment. What was everyone's favorite film of 2024? Let's find out.
Oh, actually, we're going with the Cedric Award first.
I am so sorry. We will get to the favorite film. I was, high emotional. I'm in a highly emotional place. I'm not thinking straight. Let's throw it over to Astro for one of actually the most important awards here. Astro is going to explain in just a moment. And you'll see what that is.
Hello, I'm Ian, aka Slight Astro, and I'm here once again. Just wanted to say thanks for all the submissions. I think it's been a great show. Thanks for all the comments, and I just want to say what a great job our hosts have done. Jeff, amazing as always, and Dakota, Pierre left some huge shoes to fill, but you've been incredible. So thanks. Those of you who've been here before will know that we like to highlight and recognise individuals who have expanded our communities with kindness and interesting discussion. This community award is called the Cedric, after Cedric Gibbons, the 11-time Oscar-winning art director. Before I announce the winners this year, I'd like to make a little personal announcement. I'm really amazed at the growth of our community, especially over the past 5 years. This year we had more voting members than the Golden Globes. There are some really potentially exciting opportunities for the AoDR over the coming years, and with this in mind, I think I need to take a step back. This is my 4th year straight of not completing the death race, and next year I'd quite like to just sit back and enjoy the Deathies as a viewer with a glass of wine or beer. So if you have skills in live streaming, or perhaps you'd like to learn over the next year, please reach out via mod mail on the Discord server. The same goes if you'd like to be involved in shaping the future of the AoDR. We really need people to step forward and participate if they're able. Thank you. Anyhow, after that personal challenge to the community, let's get into the Cedric recipients this year. Dozens of names were suggested, and it was once again really nice to hear the incredible reasons people put for nominating individuals. Although I'm not sure that the person who nominated Carla Sophia Gascon really understands what the Cedric's about. Once again, we have 3 winners this year. These were unanimous and names that kept reappearing. Of the first, someone said, "He has been a consistently positive voice in the community. He regularly introduces and participates in lively discussion about worldwide film distribution and gives excellent critical insight into shorts and documentaries. As a reviewer, his work is top-notch as is his work as an interviewer, both of which he's happily shared with the server. He is friendly and very approachable, and I think the community is better for having him be part of it. Someone else states, he has been very kind. You can really feel he loves to get to watch films from all over the world. You can see the love he has from how he expresses himself about them. He'd be a worthy recipient of the Cedric. Our first Cedric this evening and this year goes to Pedro Lima. Congratulations. The second person is involved in community activities all year round, but is particularly active in her branch, for which she continually creates incredible branch content for the Deathies. Someone wrote she should receive a Cedric owing to her love of Kino and making the best videos and comments, #beekeepers for life. One of the moderator team mentions how her comments about enjoying films continually uplift them, and how her recommendations are highly noted. The second Cedric this year goes to Rach. Congratulations. Of the final recipients, someone has written, he death races like it's nobody's business, is always up for a challenge, and is positively uplifting other users and encouraging them to dig deep and finish their races. Someone else says he should be awarded for the many engaging and funny comments. And a third says he is always there with a joke and updating his status in the death races in fun ways. His feud with Austrian Alpaca has been hilarious, and his deathy submissions over the years have been inspirational. This year's even made me think twice about my decision to step back. The final Cedric of the year goes to Broofer. Congratulations. Many congratulations to all of our incredibly deserving winners, and thanks to everyone in the community for voting. I'll hand back to Jeff and Dakota to take us home. Thanks.
Congratulations to the winners of the Cedric this year. I have to say, fantastic picks. I know that I left some comments for someone, and I will not say whether they were comments that were read out or not. But I hope that whoever that person is gets to see the comments that I left them and the comments that everyone left them, because I got to read a lot of the comments, and they are very, very nice. I like the way that this community comes together, and you know, the Cedric is always a very fun and a very nice award to see go to someone who really deserves it every year. So congratulations to Brufa, Rach, and Brufa, Rach, and Pedro Lima.
Yes, all very deserving. I will say the person that I nominated did get in this year, and my comment was read, but all three are absolutely worthy people to join the ranks of you. You're actually a previous recipient of the Cedric. I believe you won last year. And I just want to note that our lovely behind-the-scenes director and maestro, Slate Astronomer, aka Ian, is seeing all of your lovely comments in the chat, and he is floored by all of your kindness that you are saying. And really, everything that Jeff and I are doing, none of this would be possible at all without Ian. He is a phenomenal director, a huge presence in the community, and his loss will be felt greatly. So hopefully someone is able to step up the mantle and he can help teach how to run the show behind the scenes, because this is a great community and I can't wait to see how we evolve next year.
And I am really excited. Well, one thing I know is that even if he is stepping back from a more active role, Ian is going to still be very active in the community. He'll still be around, and hopefully he'll be able to watch a lot more films than he's had the opportunity to so far, because I know that he really loves it. He's the person that probably got me into death racing the way that I do today. So, you know, that passion has infected at least one person, and I would love to see it continue to infect even more people. That's all off the cuff. Sorry about that, Ian, who is listening, but it is all true. So thank you for everything you've done and continue to do and will continue to do in whatever way you continue to do it.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, I believe we've got, as you had previously jumped the gun for this, it is now time for our favorite film, which you'll be talking us through this and seeing what the community's favorite film was.
Yes, an exciting award. Let's look at our favorite films of the year for 2024. We had 112 different films listed, 37 of which, of course, only got one vote. But in 10th place, we had Sing Sing. In 9th place, Nickel Boys. In 8th place, we had Conclave. In 7th place, I Saw the TV Glow. All movies so far that you've seen represented today. In 6th place, Wicked. In 5th place, The Brutalist. In 4th place, we had The Substance. It may not have gotten Best Picture, but it was certainly in a lot of hearts. In 2nd place, Dune Part 2. How could it not be there? And also in 2nd place, we had a tie, Challengers. And of course, in 1st place, Anora. As does so often happen, the Best Picture went to the favorite film of the year. Those do overlap a lot. They don't always overlap, but they did this year. And it's never a surprise when it happens. I hope that whatever you voted for favorite film, you saw it on that list. I know I saw my favorite, but of course there were 112 different films. Thank you all for submitting your votes. And if it was not there, do know that it would have been if we had 10 minutes to list out all of the different votes. I'm sure that the list exists in some form. Maybe we'll make it available at some point. Who knows? It'd be very fun, though. Another thing for people to death race.
Yeah, maybe
everyone's favorite film last year.
Maybe a letterbox list.
If anyone wants to make a letterbox list, let me know, and I will help try and find the list. Find a list of films. All right. Well, I'm actually shocked. My battery on my camera has not run out yet. Normally, it runs out twice. It's run out once, but I'm on the second battery, and it's still got battery left. So what do you say, Dakota? Want to stick around for another hour and just talk?
Yeah, sure. Let's just start the live podcast recording right now. Our immediate reactions.
Oh, wait a minute. Before that, we have to figure out what the results of that poll were. We had a final poll on the Brutalist building.
Oh, yeah.
Let's figure out what the ending was. Who won?
I'm not sure. I don't have my screen in front of me, so if you're able to read that out, fingers crossed it was me. I hope you all loved all the effort I put to painting my popsicle building. Oh.
60%. It was close. It was close. And I do want to say, I said this off camera, Dakota, I really did love your building. I am limited in what I can actually see from my angle, but what I was able to see was very impressive. So despite the fact that I won and clearly had the better building, your building was also very impressive. I want you to know that.
Thank you, Jeff. I think I'm going to make it a permanent display on my movie shelf. You saw me; I was sitting in front of my movie shelf for a good portion of tonight, and I think that's going to live there for a little while. At least I become sick of it. But you were a very worthy winner. I was blown away by what you did. That was incredible building. I had a lot of fun doing that.
That was a fun segment. Thank you to me for suggesting it.
Yes, thank you to Jeff.
And with that, I think that might be it. As much as I would love to stick around for another hour, I don't think we can. So thank you everybody for tuning in to the 5th annual Deathies. And Dakota, I'll let you speak. I keep cutting you off. Let me stop cutting you off, Dakota.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. No, this was a ton of fun. I'm so glad I got the opportunity to host with you. So first and foremost, thank you to you, Jeff, for being such a great co-host. We already have great chemistry together. It's nice that we can kind of put it to use here as well. I already said earlier, but once again, huge thank you to Ian for producing this. Everyone behind the scenes that worked on it. Like, I don't know everyone that worked on it. You did. I feel like you should shout these people out because you were more involved behind the scenes than I was. But my last very big thank you has to go to my wife, of course, Mrs. ContraZoom Pod. You saw her as Honora in the Contender dating video, and she has helped me move around my camera every time I'm in a new set, helped me with my wardrobe changes, making sure my hair looks good, making sure my cross is the right way, all that fun stuff. So huge thank you to my wife. Jeff, who should we be thanking?
Oh, I mean, first off, thank you to everybody who submitted anything for the Deathies. All of our presenters, all of the people that submitted segments, all of the people who wanted to submit segments but were unable to for various technical reasons. It can be very tough, and we put people on very, very tight deadlines. So if you did try to submit to the Deathies, or if you had wanted to submit to the Deathies and it didn't work out, please know that we didn't forget you, and thank you regardless. Additionally, thank you so much to Chris, who you guys saw earlier present Best Original Song, who did all of the graphics, or most of the graphics for this show, and made sure that we had a mostly consistent visual theme throughout. You will have seen a few. You will have seen a few of the nominees categories on my screen back here. All of those were done by Chris. This is just a slideshow, but when it wasn't a slideshow, that was an image by Chris. Thank you, Chris, so much. Thank you very much as well to KF and Rach, who behind the scenes were watching everything and making sure that everything was good to present. We didn't have very many problems, but a big part of that is because we had such a good team behind the scenes. Thank you as well to Mark and Adele, who were part of that team as well. And to Ian, who, of course, wore all sorts of hats, including at least one of every administrative role. So thank you so much to our wonderful director. And am I missing anybody? Gosh, I hope I am not. Thank you to everybody who submitted. Thank you to everybody who helped out. Thank you to the community in general. These awards could not happen without you. I know that no matter what these awards were, I would probably say that. But if you don't already know what goes on behind the scenes, it is insane. And this actually would not work without a membership bigger than the Golden Globes. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to Danielle, who did our costume. She presented the best costume design segment. And she helped me with all of the art assets that you can see around here. I won't exactly say what all of those are, but she helped me a lot, and she helped set up my studio, which sometimes I do a studio tour of. I didn't do one this year, but I am going to have to move a lot of things back into place in order to use my apartment normally after the show is over. So thank you for helping to set that up. And I think that's everyone I have to thank. If I did forget you, I am legitimately so sorry. I hope I did not forget anybody. Thank you, Dakota, and thank you, Pierre. Pierre, who of course could not be with us today, but whose VFX segment was hilarious. I look forward to rewatching it later on. And Dakota, thank you for being an excellent co-host. And now I have thanked so many people that I would like to stop that. So thank you to everybody. And Dakota, I'm going to pass it over to you one more time.
Amazing. This has been the 2025 Deathies. Everything Jeff said, I echoed. I hope you had a great time. We had a great time hosting. Have a good night, good morning, whatever your time zone is, unless you live in Hawaii, of course, and you're secret. Thank you, and goodbye.
For those of you that watch things at 2x speed, I'm so sorry that Dune 2 was disqualified this year, and you missed out on another year of chipmunk throat singing.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He was my village. We survived by hiding. Raka, I know what you are. Good for him, though. Memoir of a Snail. Roses are red, violets are camp. I'll be your letter, you be my stamp. You are the clouds, I am the skies. Let me shipwreck myself between your thighs. XO heart emoji. Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. Putting a cutout of Feathers McGraw on my Heal Me Out cake, and no, I will not entertain any questions on this matter. Alien Romulus. I'll do whatever you say and follow wherever you go, sexy British man with God-given eyebrows. Beautiful Men. I'd argue that there's not enough clay penises in this movie, but hey, maybe that's just me. Magic Candies. The weird old shopkeeper really sold a package of seemingly harmless candy-shaped psychedelic drugs to a child and got away with it. Like, let's rewind and discuss that for a sec. Hold up. Wander to Wander. Toy Story, if it was directed by Yorgos Lanthimos and produced by A24 instead.